Hello, everybody out there on the internet. This video is going to be more of a ranting video. I'm going to be talking a lot. If you're not into that, I completely understand. I'll have more content for you in the future and like in the next upcoming weeks. I will have gaming content and react content or funny moments. I will have content for you other than this, but I wanted to get an actual video out that wasn't just welcoming and like explaining the channel. Um, Today's video, however, I will be talking about the struggles of motivation and keeping that aspect in your life. As this has been something that's been really passionate to me. And I've when I in the holidays when I went out, I talked to my family and cousins of mine, and we had like hours of conversation just about schooling and motivation and how people keep that motivation. For example, in schools dropping out, a lot of the reason people drop out of schools is because of the environment, obviously. But it's the key aspects of the environment that matter. It's not just the broad environment that, oh, we have to change the entire schooling. No, the major aspect is changing points of that. That's a topic I'll get into another day. I don't want to break into that rant now, but today I'm just going to focus on like the motivation in the past and what we've seen so far. What I've seen so far. Um let's all be honest. 2024 was not great. It was not a good year. It might have been good at points and it could have amazing like it could have some of this, but it was a whole lot of this. Like we I think a lot of us could collectively agree that 2024 was not good. And if you don't, that's amazing because not everyone feels the same. Like I could walk up to a group of people and say, "Hey, did you like 2024?" No, it sucked. And then I could walk up to another group of people and they're like, "Yeah, it was my best year yet." But a majority of people could probably say that it wasn't great. Me, I've had a lot. There was 2024 was a struggle for me. I was finally getting up to a point where I was keeping motivation in my life and getting that motivation, but getting to that point, like half it took me half the year to even get to that point where I could feel like I was motivated enough and like good enough to keep the motivation. The holidays especially felt really off. Like it was just completely different from every other year. It was such a weird like holiday this year. Even Halloween, birthdays, Christmas, whatever you celebrate and whatever, like I celebrate everything, but it was just really off. And that was a killer on my motivation. Every time I'd get an off holiday, my motivation would drop. Like I could be at my best. I could be at my peak and then I'd hit a rough spot and just tank. But that's a thing of where like motivation like that and keeping that motivation isn't possible. You cannot keep motivation forever. You can get it again, you cannot keep it forever. And people hear that and they when they realize that they can't stop losing motivation, they just give up. People will just give up entirely. And especially with me today, with even with this channel, I I made this channel in 2018. That is 7 years ago that I made this channel. And every year I made content every now and then, but then I just delete it because I didn't like it. I have spent the past like 7 years trying to make content, but I've never had motivation to do so. I've done it. I've gotten a motivation for about a day. I post and I lose all motivation and delete it. And then I get to a point where I get the motivation and then I'm just like, oh, I'm going to lose it anyway. So I might as well not act on it. And that's something we all struggle with is like that feeling exactly of, oh, if it's just not going to work anyway, why would I do it? And then we don't want to try and then we just don't want to do anything. But Every single person can do anything that is possible. Pretty much anything's possible. Obviously, you can't fly, but anything that you see feasible is possible, and you just need to get that motivation. And of course, someone telling you this through a screen, oh, of course, it's easier said than done. But just think about it. One thing that helped me a lot with motivation and fixed like a lot of my issues was just the fact that there is somebody out there that would hate to see you fail. Whether that's a friend, whether that's your parents, whether that's your cat. Cats have emotions too. So there is somebody out there that would hate to see you fail. Just thinking about the fact that they could be watching me one way or another, and like they could be by my side one way or another, was another thing that really boosted me. Thinking about the fact that somebody somewhere is watching you and wants you to succeed helps you succeed. And I know that it's rough. It's hard. It is a challenge to get that motivation and do whatever you want to do. But I promise you, when you do it, it'll be better than when you don't. Because another thing is, we will all just not want to do something, and then we feel bad because we didn't do it. Everybody has motivation for something, and then they won't do it. And then they'll be upset, or they'll be bedstruck, or they just won't want to feel or do anything because of this feeling. So even if you have the motivation, you're still rigged. It's still rigged against you. So the way to obviously beat that is to do it, which is a lot easier said than done, especially coming from a person on a screen. But it's nice sometimes to hear it from somebody else. And that goes for a lot of things too. It is nice to hear something you are telling yourself from somebody else. You can do whatever your heart desires, but your heart needs to hear it first. So, whatever you guys are planning to do with your lives, whatever your dreams are, whether you're young, whether you're older, whether you have little left, no matter what, go for your dreams, man. Keep that motivation, grind it. Keep that mindset of motivation. Something that I want you guys to take out of this video, whether you've been just had me on in the background or whether you just randomly skipped through, something I really want you to take out of this video is that somebody somewhere wants you to succeed. Whether that's in the future you meet somebody who wants you to succeed, or you meet somebody now, somebody wants you to succeed in your life. And with saying that, there's always, no matter what, whether it's a family member deep down, because I know a lot of people will say, oh, my family members don't want to see me succeed. Everybody has somebody in their life that does not want to see them fail without them trying their best. And your best is enough for them. Another thing I'll add to that topic is, if you try your best and you do everything you can to achieve a dream or make a dream happen or just make something happen and it does not happen, that is not your fault, because there will always be another dream for you. If you've tried your best, we'll go to a people standpoint. If you tried your best for somebody and you put everything into that person and then you still don't feel like enough, then that is not your person. That is not somebody you should have in your life. Of course, that's hard to hear, but just because something is a small deal to others doesn't mean it's not a big deal to you. So go out there, persevere, achieve your dreams, attack everything with a mindset of that you can. There is no try, It is you can or you can't. You have the motivation, you have the power to do whatever your heart desires. And with that being said, thank you for sticking around. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Adios.